When we were young, we still remember the time we used to play with our friends outside. The earth is full of possibilities. We are excited for summer as we spend exploring the beach and nearby park with our family and friends. The skies were blue and seemed impossibly endless. The air was clean and fresh. Every time it blows, it carries the scents of blooming flowers. At night, stars were really bright, and it feels like you're looking at the sky with a celestial masterpiece, giving us a magical experience, and our eyes were filled with awe and wonder. Every season's brought their own magic. Spring reminds us of a new life. Summer gives us a warm feeling, perfect for any adventures. Autumns give us cold and crimson view. Rainy seasons give us an earthy aroma. And winter wrapped our feelings and the world in a blanket, creating a tranquil scene. But things became different. Between 2011 to 2020, glaciers that were measured around the world thinned by approximately 1 meter per year on average. 38% more ice were lost in Greenland and Antarctica between 2011 to 2020 compared to 2001 to 2010 period, giving us a consistent acceleration of ice sheet mass loss. Ocean warming and acidification are increasing, and as a result, global mean sea level rise is accelerating. Marine heat waves are becoming more frequent. The and status of climate intense. Change in the world remains critical and urgent. This year, the temperatures are generally high. Humidity levels are high, averaging around 82%. It even triggers schools to close and health alert. Global temperature continue to rise. There's an increase in the frequency and intensity of extreme events, such as heat waves, floods, and droughts, causing widespread damage, displacement, and loss of life by putting many species at risk of extinction, resulting to biodiversity loss. What is climate change? Climate change is in any long term alteration in average weather patterns, either globally or regionally. There are two factors that cause climate change. One is the natural factors and the human activities. Natural factors consist of solar variability, volcanic activity, ocean currents, and orbital changes. Human activities are greenhouse gas emission, deforestation, industrial processes, and agriculture. The Paris Agreement aims to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels with efforts to limit the increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius. National policies for countries that are developing implement policies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and enhance resilience to climate impacts. Understanding and addressing climate change is crucial for the well being of current and future generations, requiring coordinated global action and sustainable development practice. What is sustainability? Sustainability refers to the practice of meeting present needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It's a holistic approach to managing resources, balancing environmental, social, and economic considerations. Sustainability involves practices and strategies that protect the natural environment, ensure social equity, and foster economic viability. Climate change poses one of the most significant challenges of our time, requiring concerted efforts from technology, companies, and organizations to mitigate its impacts. Technological advancement play a crucial role in this endeavor. Companies, particularly those in the industrial and energy sectors, have an important role in combating climate change. By adopting sustainable practices, reducing carbon footprints, and investing in green technologies, businesses can significantly decrease their environmental impact. Corporations can lead by example, implementing energy efficient processes, utilizing renewable energy sources, and committing to carbon neutrality. Furthermore, companies can drive change through corporate social responsibility, supporting environmental conservation projects and promoting sustainable development. Ms. Patricia May Paraiso, a member of Ernst& Young's, will tackle how EY help other companies and industries in terms of their environmental initiatives and environmental actions. EY offers climate change and sustainability services in the Philippines, catering industry and corporates focusing on climate and decarbonization services. With masters in environmental science, Shame will discuss how these initiatives will help other firms in achieving their sustainability goals.
Think we have so ang EY kasi meron siyang net zero goal. So I think na on track naman sila doon. And then since we really parang promote sustainability since we have a CCAS practice now. So ito yung new department kasi mostly before financial lang siya. Ngayon nasa non-financial na siya kasi nakikita nila yung importance of sustainability. So digital innovations naman po. Meron kaming sa Manila, meron kaming dalawang focus doon. No, ako kasi focus ako sa climate and decarbonization. And then also sa sustainability disclosure, tinuturuan namin sila how can they disclose more or improve their disclosures properly in line dun sa mga policies ng kanilang country. Kasi meron din ditong digital innovation. So, naging part ako nung development ng isang tool. This is called EY CAP, EY Climate Analytics platform. So, this is an online tool na nagpo-provide ng granular climate-related risk analysis sa asset and portfolio level ng company. So, to share more about this, para siyang impact ng physical risk and transition risk. So, yung physical risk naman siya, doon ako focus sa development. Impact ng floods, heat waves, yung mga ganong climate-related, doon sa asset na company. And then, like, they can input the threshold, the scenario, and then they can forecast ano yung mag-impact noon sa company, sa assets na company nila. And then, mamamonetize yung impact na yun. And then, maka-quantify impact na yun. And then, mamamonetize. And then, magkakaroon ng, ang output nito is yung mga financial impact sa company. So, kina-quantify niya yung mga impacts na yan for the company. Physical risk module, yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina. And then, meron din siyang agricultural module. So, ito naman yung impact ng mga hazards na yun sa agriculture, sa supply chain. Since yung mga companies, pwedeng retail companies, inaano nila, like yung supply chain nila, yung mga raw materials. So, pwedeng ma-quantify din yung tool, yung impact na yun. And then, transportation module, supply chain din, mag-i-input lang yung client ng to and from destination niya, ma-quantify yung impact. And then ngayon, work in progress, yung adaptation module. So yung adaptation module, since, di ba, maka-quantify niyo yung impact na company, sa financial impact na siya, pwede rin mag-input yung company ng budget on ano yung pwede niyang ilagay sa adaptation initiatives. So in that terms, yung quantify ng physical risk module and other modules, mamaminus siya doon sa adaptation module. Kung ano yung pwede nilang ilagay sa budget in terms of their adaptation. Ayan. So, yun yung isang, bali, magkakaroon na rin ng ganun. So, part din ako nung development. Pero overall, I think since may mga uncertainties kasi and then may mga assumptions din tayo na ginamit do sa tool. So, I think yun yung challenges. Since hindi lahat ng, kunyari, for the Philippines, medyo limited yung environmental data natin. So, since kailangan namin sa tool, depende talaga yung accuracy and then yung reliability din. Though reliable naman siya, pero yung accuracy kasi, mas maraming data, syempre, mas accurate. So I think yun yung challenge. And then, since sobrang laki nga nitong tool na to, siguro time din, and then yung resources. Ayun.
Aside sa advocating to your business clients or to your partners, ano pa yung ibang medium na ginagamit ni EY para mas lumaki yung reach nyo? Not just limited dun sa mga clients nyo, but as well as i-promote talaga siya.
Mm. So, since part ako na climate change and sustainability services, yung share ko lang is yung may hands-on experience ako. Since global nga siya, yun nga, nililipit nila yung flights and then may net zero goal naman, hybrid na siya ngayon. Uh, may isang experience ako na we also partner with Assist, isa siyang training organization, and then tinuruan namin yung TESDA, and then partner kami with TESDA and then DepEd to advocate for sustainability since may expertise naman kami about this sustainability. Tinrain namin sila how to involve din yung digital aspect and sustainability as sustainability aspect sa kanilang students. So this is part of the next generation workforce. So tinuruan namin sila how to use LinkedIn. So tapos naging speaker din ako how to be on parang how to be in trend baga. Kasi in demand ngayon yung green skills. So we are in a transitioning form na. So test the DepEd, we really want them to know about more about green skills. So, nag-speaker kami doon and then, ayun, yun yung ginawa namin to promote sustainability here in EYGDS Philippines. Ayan. In demand ngayon yung green skills, nasa transitioning form na tayo. Tinuruan namin sila how to know more about green skills. Like yung mga kasi marami na ngayon yung renewable energy, smart tools, smart agriculture. So how can involve more, lalo-lalo ng student, so that may future-proofing yung next generation workforce natin. Ayan. Hindi naman ako ng ibang organization. I think, mention ko na lang din na before sa Manila Observatory naman, may experience naman ako about GIS. So, isa rin itong magandang tool, sorry, Geographic Information System. So, ito yung mga spatial maps natin. So, pwede rin itong tools sa sustainability since, di ba, may mga data naman. Pero, iba talaga yung kapag visual yung data. So, yun. So, if you want to know more, ito yung GIS mapping. So, may software, GIS software, and then kami yung GIS specialist, and then yung hardware. So, itong tatlo na to, pwede siya makabuo ng isang, um, for example, na-visualize namin yung, dito sa MO before, na-visualize namin yung sa Taal eruption like 2020, tama ba? 2020. So, napagsama-sama namin lahat ng data, yung population data ng nasa vulnerable place ng Taal, and then yung path no ash, and then yung marami ka pwede pagsama-samahin, and then yung ano din, yun. So, pag overlay mo kasi yun, magkakaroon ng analysis, pwede ka mag-analyze. So, I think it's a good tool, technical, digital innovation din in terms of environment.
Is technology development doon sa in terms of climate action and environment.
Ayun. So, very important. Yan. Since kailangan talaga natin mag-innovate, since alam natin na yung mga ginagawa natin before, hindi na siya effective. Like yung mga fossil fuels, since nakaka-degrade nga siya ng environment and hindi nagiging sustainable yun. So, kailangan natin mag-innovate talaga. Mag-transition into renewable energy, smart tools. And then, so, kailangan natin, hindi naman iwanan. Siyempre, may transitioning phase naman yan. So, kailangan talaga mag-innovate. Since, I think, tas dumadami na rin yung data. So, kapag dumadami yung data, kailangan din sumabay yung tao. So, how can we pwedeng drive sustainability if di natin kayang ma-transform itong mga data na to, mapabilis itong data na to, di ba? So, into sustainability. Ayun. So, ayun lang. So, in terms of technology, so very, very important kasi alam naman natin na tao din ang may gawa nitong mga impact ng climate change, tao din siya. And then, kailangan na natin mag-transition. Ayun. So, tao din ang kailangan magbago, mag-innovate. Ayun.
In terms of receptiveness, siguro in your experience, how well or how difficult siguro yung ability of your end users to take in the new technology that you try to develop?
Since digital time na tayo ngayon, I think in terms of receptiveness, they are welcoming. Yeah, and since tech generation na tayo, maalam na rin yung tao, fast learners na rin yung mga tao. Since here in EY nga, ini-introduce na yung AI, so nakikita ko naman na welcoming and then fast learners naman. So, useful naman tong technology na to. And then kapag ito nga EY Cup, in-introduce namin to, may mga series of training, they're really interested naman. And then, nagsasuggest pa sila kung ano yung pwedeng features tong tool. So, yung positive naman yung receptiveness.
Okay, thank you.
Remembering the earth from our youth is a reminder of the beauty and balance that once existed. This reminder gives us a call to action to protect our world for the future generation. We have not inherited the land from our ancestors. The world is lent to us by our children.